Hi.
Hi.
What's your plan for the rest of the day?
Um. Alright, theoretically should... Cool. Alright, so finally set up my scene like a real person, just like, hey, Maya. Cat. Bad. Alright, so now that I have that lined up, alright, so save this. Alright then. So I'm just gonna extrude these in. I want to make bevels on the phone. So just be like, cool, cool, cool. Maybe add another one. Oh my god! I dislike my cat. Lovely cat, but very annoying. Anyway, alright, then I'm gonna turn on my symmetry. Cool, so this is X symmetry. And then I'm just going to make this shape match the... It's dumb. So I'm going to make this shape match the phone a little bit more closely after relining up the orthographics, which I am legitimately terrible about. Anywho. Alright, so to do this, I'm going to turn on symmetry and then scale the top and bottom vertices at the same time, and then just move them toward the appropriate curvature of the phone. And by doing this, it ensures that the top and bottom will have the same curvature as... I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. They'll have the same curvature. One thing I could also do is just model the top half of the phone and then duplicate it and shift it. Basically just model half the phone and then duplicate whatever I have and scale at -1, but I didn't feel like doing that because I'm lazy, so yay. Cool. So here's my smooth phone so far. If I smooth it, it looks like this. I would need some more holding edge loops to hold the curve better, but right now that's not what I'm worried about. Onto electric and alright, close enough. Alright, what pieces of this do I need to model? Alright, I will start with these buttons over here, because I can. So all I'm going to do here is go in and just add some loops on my phone where the buttons are. So usually when I do this, I'll add one loop on either side of the button and then like one going down the center. And while I'm here, I'll just add the loops for the this thingamadoodle here. So then what I'm going to do is just grab these faces here. Make sure I only got the ones on the specific side. I'm going to turn off symmetry because I no longer want that. And then I will just... where is my side view? Alright, so then I'll just circularize these. Oops, that was dumb. Alright, so I'll circularize this one. Fine, and then I will circularize this one. Fine. I'm going to switch my, I'm going to go into my scale mode because I want these buttons to be smaller. Switch my pivot to component, and that should scale these buttons individually. And then what I'm going to do is extrude them in ever so slightly. And then I'm actually going to extrude that down and just like push this into the phone a little bit, and I'll come back and deal with this later. But so now if I smooth this, it should be something that kind of resembles a phone, like a phone and button. And I dislike that this part of the button is... I dislike that this part of the button is, like, super not straight. So I'm just going to take this and rotate it so that the geometry is slightly less gross. And then I think... having a bit of indecision here. I think what I'm going to do is actually just grab grab these edges and what do I want to do? What do I actually want to do? I'll just grab both edges. What the heck? I'm gonna undo the nice circularizing thing I just did. Whoa. I'm gonna switch back off component mode into world mode. Alright, fine. I want these lines to be straight, so I'm just gonna scale each one until they're flat individually. And then I will grab both of them and shift them towards the center a little bit more. And then I'm going to do an offset edge loop tool, because I need more geometry for this little buttonhole here. So I'm just going to add 2 equidistant loops on either side of this. And at this point, I'm probably just going to somewhat lazily grab these faces here, make sure I don't have the ones on the other side of the stupid phone. Go back here, and then I'll just scale these to be the width of the button, and also the height-ish of the button-ish. I will grab this loop here, scale it so it's flat, move it more towards the center, and then do another offset edge loop tool for the top and bottom of this button. Now I'm just going to grab these verts here. You know what, I'm actually going to, because I'm tired of selecting the stuff on the back of my stupid object, I'm just going to marquee select these guys, and then if I do Control 1 here, it shouldn't show the back of the object. So if I select these faces, it's going to select them here, but not over here. And now I just never need to worry about that again, except I actually hid my image plane, which is a bother. Dear Lord, what am I doing? Okay. Okay, cool. So I select everything and also left my image plane in, which is in fact what I actually wanted. So now I'm just going to grab these stupid things and scale them down. Basically just trying to create the rough shape of a button. And if I scale this out a little bit, so when I smooth this, it should be button-shaped were I to cut out the shape of this button. What I will do is scale down and just bring this edge loop a little bit in here, because it's nice to keep things even where possible. Spotify, what are you playing for me right now? Alright, cool. So that's that button. I think I'm actually just going to get rid of this entirely. If I smooth it, kind of button shape, sort of. I think I'm actually going to do the same thing down here. I'm just going to get rid of these buttons. So I'm just basically cutting rid of faces out, and then I can select and delete the other little piece. Now this is going to jack up. Let's see what happens every time. Circularize. Yeah, so when I use the circularize tool, I don't want to see all these like squiggly stretched things. So I'm going to go in and just offset edge loop myself some more edges around here so that I have something a little more, like I have like 4 sides and 4 sides, and then it shouldn't twist and pull as badly. Because it'll just kind of make my life easier-ish, sort of. Alright, so now, theoretically, if I circularize this, yeah, see, that's much, much nicer looking. Alright, so that's those buttons, and I will come back to those at a later point in time. So, let's see, what else do I need to add in here? Is there anything else on this side? There is not. I'm going to model all the buttons and stuff separately, because they are separate pieces that are tacked on, so that's just how I'm gonna do it. So I guess I'll go to the bottom now and just grab I'll do this top button while I'm here. Alright, so I'm going to add an edge loop in here, and it's probably going to do bad things and like break my stuff, but I will deal with that later. Cool, so I'm just going to do the same thing for the power button up here, where I just shift the faces slightly more into place. Cool. So I'll shift those down, scale them so they're the right height. And then once again, I'll just grab these guys here and just sort of scale these in. Yay. Selecting things like a maniac right now. And then I will just once again get rid of these faces in here, which I happen to have selected already. I'll grab this edge loop and it should be flat already, so I'm just going to shift this back over here. Yay. Now I have like flatter geometry. Actually, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I haven't modeled a phone a very long time. So you'll see here the dangers of not super paying attention to what you're doing and what you're selecting. Alright, so I'm 100% going to have to go back and like fix the curves on the side of this, but for now, I just don't care. Yes, I see. Okay. Yeah, gross. That's alright. Cool. So just chop that out. I guess I'll just go through and fix this now. What the heck? While I'm here, you know, I might actually, I'm just gonna grab these. This looks like it's a little bit too tall. I just grab this and then also do the ones on the bottom. Ooh, that's gonna be, shoot. Alright, so I'll just scale this so it's flat. Do the same thing to the ones on the bottom. Crap. I was in component mode when I scaled it, so that's not actually flat. That's like weirdly like tilted. So let's go back and rescale it in world mode. And scale it down here. And then I'll go back up here and I'll just really quickly, actually no, that's not terrible. I'm just gonna leave it. Yay, cutting buttons out of things. This is super tedious and gross. Alright, I guess I'll do the holes on the bottom as well, because I can. Move my image plane down so I can see. Excuse me. Alright, then we're going to also model like a separate little piece for this little bracket thing in here, since it's also a separate object. So first I'm going to go in and look. It looks like all my geometry is like wiggly and weird. It's just on top. Alright. Alright, so more edge loops, yay. Do one here, perhaps 1, 2, 3. I'm actually just going to go through and scale these so they're flat, again, because I just don't like weird, wiggly geometry like that. It irritates me. See how this is smooth right now? Not too bad. Alright, back down to the bottom. Again, I'm just going to hide the top of the mesh because I don't really feel like clicking it a million times. Alright, so smart key select these guys, drag them down, shift them over so slightly. I have a feeling it's going to be off center, but whatever. And then I'll just do the same thing that I've been doing for the last, like, bajillion buttons, because they're all the same bloody shape. Alright, and then I'm going to grab... just going to make a little pipe. I'll just actually make this little bottom thing in here really quick. Center that. Okay, yeah, so my button's really off center, which I very much expected. Height. What? Whatever. New plan. Do a cylinder because it's easier. Actually, before I do that, I should move the dumb thing into place. Not like that. Yay. Yeah, it actually turned out to be pretty not terribly shaped.
Is it cool if I take the car?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Wesley.
Alright. Going to the house? Are you gonna try to tour it?
I'm just gonna like drive around.
Alright, take me pictures.
I will if it's not very creepy.
Fair. ASCII. Evil cat. Just gonna vert snap to make sure that these are the same width as these inside verts here. Hang on. I love cats, but cats are trash. Cool. So it seems like that's still existing. Let's see if the stream is still live. It is. Alright, cool. Let's see if I actually have any questions or comments. Which, if you guys do, you're welcome to ask me things. I cannot promise you I will actually notice them. Sorry, I'm like half asleep right now. I've just been like doing so much like ridiculous stuff recently, but I figured I'd try to do something for you guys. Anywho, so what I have here is that. So I'm just setting up the geometry for this like little checkbox thing in the. Setting up the geometry for this little checkbox. Alright, if I smooth this, yeah. So here's weird geometry that I found. So here's some weird geometry that I found when I tried to use the append polygon tool. So you can. What am I trying? Alright, so if I try to use append, you'll notice that, like, it looks like there's 1, 2, 3 edges here. But it's coming, when I click this edge, it's coming across as one giant loop, which tells me it probably did something stupid when I extruded. And it did. Stop making polygons. So if I smooth the thing, you can see, like, here's the face I saw, and then there's, like, these two faces on either side, which you just can't see because they're not there. So if I can just go ahead and delete those, and then I'll do another append to the actual edge loops, like this. Now I have a nice sort of check mark shape. Now for these edges here, I'm just going to kind of grab them and do this, and I will fix it momentarily. There's a cat rampaging like a crazy person in the background. It's hilarious. Anyway, I love cats, but like they're really awful sometimes. Like, actually. One of the cats in the house tries to murder my cat on sight. It's fantastic. Anywho. Alright, so where does the plus button actually start and end on this thing? Probably should have. That was dumb. You know what? I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna put in some lines where it looks like the buttons start and end. This is a demonstration, dang it. I'm not modeling this for a commercial. That being said, that looks awful on so many levels. Wait, if I turn on symmetry, not sure if it's still anywhere near symmetrical at this point, but theoretically, good lord. Turn on symmetry. Yeah, okay, my mesh is not even close to being symmetrical. Symmetry. Ooh. Ooh, oh no. No. Dang it. It's okay. This is why I save every 5 seconds. Alright, well, here's how I laid out my orthographics, if anyone cares. I didn't do a super fantastic job, and the perspective on this phone is, like, the front of the phone is kind of off. But anywho, Just waiting for Maya to open again. I have 22 more minutes of modeling. Apparently in an hour I can only lay out my orthographics and get like 3 buttonholes cut. I'm going to try to model in all the speaker holes in the bottom, even though it probably makes more sense just texture them on, but I'm feeling like a challenge or something. Let's see where this left me. Heyo! I do like the recovery feature. It never used to happen, and it is quite nice. Alright, so I'm just gonna save this before I continue. Reset my project again. Sulk. Computer's being insanely slow. I'm gonna close Photoshop. Right, now if I save this, I'm using version 2. Not 20. That escalated quickly. Alright, I changed my mind. I'm gonna get rid of these faces here. Get rid of those, and I'll basically put them back in a second, but for now, I'm gonna get rid of them. Indecision. It's real. Yes. I see. It was adding stupid edge loops down here that I didn't want, and then it broke my Control-Delete to get rid of them, and also the vertices. Grab this dumb thing, shift it over ever so slightly, mesh tools, insert edge loop tool, add another loop in here. Cool. I'm gonna call that not completely awful for the shape of this button. It's gonna be fine. Anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna grab this, and also this, and this, and this, and then deselect all of the edges in the center. I just want to extrude these guys. And I'm just adding the geometry back in. So, theoretically, if I scale these down like so, I should then be able to come in here. Well, I need to... It's filling in the face of the button. So I need to merge... I need to vert snap these guys back into place because I want this like perfect button shape to still be my nice perfect button shape. So I'm just gonna hold down D to vert snap these guys. I'm not terribly well, actually, I can use these to line up the other edges. Since this should be scaled in a perfect circle, I just need to drag this up and intersect these. Yay! Dumb hacky things. Eyeballing it like a champ. Yeah, this is... Yeah. Strictly speaking, iPhones probably would be easier to model than like a CAD software. I just don't know how to use CAD, and that's also not the point of this class, so... Maya it is. Cool. And I'm just hitting G as I go to actually merge these to center so they are physically attached and not just sitting on top of each other. So you'll notice I did not attach those to center, so like you have a nice curvy gross line here and not down here because they're not attached. You just don't see me actually clicking a button because I'm using hotkeys, because hotkeys are magical. I firmly maintain that the sooner people learn what hotkeys are or like learn what the hotkeys are for each tool, like they just become infinitely better at everything in Maya. Like it speeds up your workflow so much. What? This is okay. I do not want object rotation. I want world scaling. At some point, I need to make a tutorial on that. I'm just going to wing that because it looks kind of weird to me. What if I do this in the actual orthographic mode? It seems like not a bad idea. Apparently that's even. Anyway. Alright, so here's my button. I'm just going to extrude this, merge it to center, and then snap it down here. And this isn't like the greatest topology on the planet, but for the sake of right now, the heck with it. This is way more effort than anyone should spend at modeling a button. And strictly speaking, yes, you could do this in like 4 seconds with a Boolean. Booleans are just gross. That's not to say I don't use them when I do 3D printing, because I do, all the time. But I'm still trying to make this model smoothed. So, And then I just need to go through again and just like merge all these dudes to center so that I have one giant connected button face, which I'm going to duplicate and move down for my minus button, because I can just extrude the center in pretty much the same way. I feel like these buttons should be centered, but they're actually not on my phone, which is kind of upsetting to me in like a very odd way. Alright. So I just like duplicated, made a copy of my button. I'm gonna actually combine these meshes really quick. So that, where am I? There we go. So that when I grab the plus and minus nubs to move them in, I can move them the exact same distance, which just makes me happy from like my weird kind of OCD standpoint. So like, cool. I'm gonna move these in maybe a little more than they need to be, but you can say, incidentally, if you ever need to model the head of a screw, it's not a bad way to do it. Anywho. But yeah, so that's, call those good for now. I'll come back to those later. Volume buttons. I'm gonna go put this in my thing. Cool. Alright, now make this dumb switch. I'll probably, what the... Okay, cool. That's weird. I'm just gonna make this switch pretty much the same way that I made the little button thing for the bottom, which is, just make a cylinder, grab the bottom half of the faces, extrude, and just physically shift them down. This is by far the easiest way I've ever found to make buttons like this. Now, to move the buttons into the actual appropriate spot on your phone. Wow, that's a very tall button. That is ridiculously excessive. That's okay. We're gonna run with it. What am I doing? Holy crap. And then I'm actually going to... I'm assuming that the inside of this button is constructed with like a little slider kind of thing. That's like actually physically attached to the button rather than the phone. And I'll come back and fix the shape later because it does look a little wonky. But anywho, so what I'm going to do is actually just grab these back faces here, extrude them down ever so slightly, or I should say out, and then I'll just click these guys and extrude those as well along the Z-axis. So now, theoretically, if I were to slide this button back and forth, I should extrude it a little more, shouldn't I? That's okay, I have my face select tool, it's okay. Alright, I'm actually just going to scale these out. I'm going to be really lazy about this. Cool, that'll barely not clip through the edge of my phone. So if I turn on animated occlusions, you see what can happen a little more. So if I could like flip this back and forth, and I think that functions as the actual phone does. So like the actual little thing would have like a little red notch on this or whatever. So that's why I'm modeling it like this, because I assume that's how it's actually constructed in the real world. You notice I'll compulsively save like every 3 minutes. It's like a thing. It's a thing with me. Anywho. What did I even put in this group? What is this? This is my... I see what I've done there. Alright, so I combined the buttons. I combined these buttons. I didn't delete their history, so it left behind this group with like these P-cylinder things to transform. So once I just Shift-Alt-Delete to delete history, it'll get rid of that extra group. Had I not done that, and if I deleted this group, it would delete the objects. So always be careful for that. It is a thing that is very irritating. Alright, so that's done, I guess, for now. Cool, maybe... Cool. What other random buttons do I need in here? That's kind of creepy. Close this. Make my quad view. Alright, sure, I'll make a little audio jack. So I am just going to... shoot. Let's see. Interesting. Alright, so I'm just going to make a cylinder, drag it up to a random height, position it where I actually want it. And then usually my way I make hollowed out cylinders, because I'm too lazy to like physically click on the pipe tool, which is a little ridiculous, but whatever, is I just grab this guy here. I'll delete the faces on the top and bottom, so I just have a shell. I'll extrude the entire object and just push it in, and that'll give me a nice sort of object. And this time I actually know what I'm doing beforehand, so I'm just gonna add loops to harden the edges as I go, because I'm lazy and honestly really don't like coming back to do it later. Cool. So this should now also buttons. Alright. So I'll grab these guys here, extrude these, just push them down ever so slightly. And now I should have, a button jack thing that smooths nicely. So I'll reverse the normals on that. Maybe push that up kind of where it should be in the phone. I totally jacked up the what the heck? I totally jacked up the yes, I referenced it. What am I saying? Good lord, sorry. I completely jacked up the curvature of the side of the phone because you can see it's starting to curve where the phone jack is, which is totally not a thing on my phone. So I will just go back and fix that later. And by later, I mean now, because I apparently really can't help myself when I see something wrong. Like, I need to fix this immediately. And I'm actually just going to snap this to the bottom vert of that jack. I've given up trying to keep this symmetrical because I'm bad. And I will just do the same thing up here. Well, I'm going to scale these guys and just flatten that out and push it down a little bit. I don't have a phone jack to match it to, but I'll just, shove it down a little bit. What is, that's my hole on the top, I see. Okay, I was getting really irrationally upset by the weird geometry there. I'm like, no, I did that on purpose. It's fine. Another button. Alright, so I guess I'll add in the little power button on the top of the thing. So again, I'm just going to make a cylinder. Yay. I didn't add volume height to that because I'm dumb. Grab that. Random height. Grab faces. And extrude. And now I have a power button. And I just move it into place. I don't know where I put it. It's still flat. Oh, no, it's not. It's freakishly tall. Take freakishly tall to flat. I need it. Alright. Power button. Boom. Sort of. More or less. I will go back and reposition these all later so that they are correct with the proportions of things. But for now, I don't feel like it. It's beginning to look like a phone. Huzzah. I guess I'll cut this hole in here. I have the geometry for it. Let's do it. Blah. Cool. So in this case, I am just going to grab all of the geometry. I like this is also like, I don't know if it's more of a personal thing or like an actual good practice thing, but it's, if you have like really ridiculous like pulled geometry like this when it doesn't need to be, it's kind of gross. So instead of just dragging these guys here over, what I'm actually going to do is just select all of these edges here and just shift all of them over, because this is like significantly less extreme of a bend, and it's just, like I said, I don't know if that's like a weird personal thing I have or if there's like actually a point to that, but that is nevertheless how I seem to do things. I'm also going to throw in a loop here and here just so my circle ends up being more even, and I will figure out what damage that caused above later. Delete this. Circular every time. Alright. And then I'm just gonna position this over the jack and scale. That looks kind of not terrible. I take that. I believe that's like a jack sort of inserted into my phone. Alright, time to see what those weird edge loops I added did. Hey, apparently nothing. That's exciting. It's like best case scenario. Cool. Alright. What is this for? Nothing. This is just a random floating edge loop. Why is this here? I mean, either way, I'm gonna move. Okay. I need a loop to harden this edge of the button out, so I'm just going to shift that over, and then I'll just come down and deselect all of these, and then shift this over here so that this doesn't stretch as badly. Yay! Doing things. I don't know why I like the word jack, like audio jack, mic jack, whatever, like headphone jack. I don't know why, it just makes me weirdly happy. Alright, so, and my phone, yeah, the cameras and stuff are like just flat into my phone, so I'll come back and I'll fix that later. What other details can I add in here? Let's turn these buttons off, they're irritating me. Alright, so there's like a glass plate on the front of the phone. I could totally add that in. But I think I might go back and do that slightly later. And then this is a separate metal plate. This is actually a separate metal plate down here, too. Okay. Oh, I could add the button on the front of the phone. The giant only button on Apple phones. It doesn't seem like a bad idea to maybe throw that in there, maybe. So this is 100% going to screw up the curve on my phone, but I'm going to ignore that for now, because I need buttonholes. Yay, buttons. I'm probably, like, putting all of this stuff on the wrong side of the phone, just, like, I need to make sure that yeah, so this is, shoot. Bugger. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah, I laid out my orthographic stupid and forgot. I realized this when I started modeling, but I put these are on the wrong side of the phone. And I actually, so I can fix that if I just shift the mic. I'm an idiot. Fantastic. Alright. So I guess I just get to fill this hole in again. I'm just going to use the bridge tool and I'll come back and make it look nice later. Bridge. 3 subdivisions. Fantastic. That thing when you're not paying attention while setting up your orthographics. Which I do far too frequently. Alright, cool. Well, now that's filled. My awkward hole patch has been filled. I'm going to move my mic jack to the other side of my reference image. Ah, I would if I could find the jack. There we go. I'm just gonna put it here and assume it lines up. I'm being bad. Cool. Time to punch some more holes. That actually makes the model way easier. I mean, not that it really made a huge difference, but alright. Cool. I will forever be salty about that. Ugh. That spun really crazy. Less terrible-ish. Alright, cool. My holes are on the right side now. Yay! Learn from me. Don't do what I just did. Alright, so now I can actually make this flat again. Oh, huzzah. I just move it back to where it was, holding that loop. And I actually don't need this one, or this one, or this one. So I'm going to... I actually do need this one. Just gonna get rid of these guys. I forgot the verts. Cool. Oh, wait, but I don't need to do that anymore. Alright, I'm gonna straighten this, and back. And I'm gonna straighten this, because I'm apparently being really weird about straight edge loops today. I usually am not this insane about it. I swear. This I just don't care about. I am far too lazy to fix that. I say that, and then like 2 minutes later, I'm going to want to come back and fix it. But anyway, so let's see what we have. I guess I'll fix these buttonholes here. So I think the buttons are positioned more correctly than the actual holes. So I'm going to switch this to component mode, which should let me scale each circle separately, and move these over until they are appropriately centered on my weird little button nubs that I have created. Huzzah. Buttons. Cool. So, what was I doing? Oh yeah, the button on the front of the phone. The actual front of the phone, which is here. Actually, that was unnecessary. Cool. I'm gonna circularize this, and then I'm gonna be like, boom. This is also like this is so not centered. Like how? I don't understand how I took my picture so off center, but I'm just gonna like wing this and like put it somewhere that looks like the center of the phone, and pretty much anything looks better than this. I have to go back now and move this jack over. What if I do? Oh, that's clearly bad. All right. Something about this also looks weird. I mean, I can cheat and just like take these edges and be like boom, and take this edge and be like boom, and that'll kind of fix some stuff. All right, cool. We're gonna call that dandy for now. Where's the front of my? That's the side view. Usually I don't use the tool or the tool things as much. That was part of my problem. I see. Alright, so I should be able to actually see my button now, and I can't, because... I see. I hate orthographics. I will never not hate orthographics. Alright, so that looks like the right size. I'm just going to say that it is the appropriate size. And I think I'm also going to... Yeah, okay. Cool. So there's a fun tool, and it's called Extract. So I'm gonna... That was dumb. So I'm gonna grab these faces and go to... I just found this the other day. Edit Mesh, Extract. It's gonna make these faces their own separate object. My goal here is that this button is actually a separate object on the actual phone, so I'm going to make it so in the actual model. Interesting. That's moved much better than I was expecting. So, dear God, what am I doing? Oh no, I'm going a minute over time. It's okay. I'll finish this button and then I'll... right, I need to do a modify center pivot because the pivot's at the origin and I don't want that. It'll do that anytime you make new objects. It'll just like add the object to the center. Holy crap. To the center, to the origin if you make a new object. To me, it's really annoying. Anyway, so I'll extrude these, and this will be like that little ring around the outside of the phone. And then I'll extrude this again, and maybe push it back a little bit. You'll notice I have some geometry that is clipping through each other. So I'm going to delete these faces. That was just caused by me extruding. And then I will grab these. That was all the faces. I just want these center ones. Shoot. When I just start clicking randomly. Alright. Buttons. I'm gonna scale these down again just to get the like curvature of the inside of the button a little bit, kind of, sort of. Yay. Curvy-ish button thing. Good enough for now. Wow, my home button is like really, it is. How did I take this picture? It's absolutely farther. I see the bottom. Okay. Bummer. Alright, what I'm going to do is actually mesh combine these again. Because my button, I'm looking at my phone as I do this. My home button is absolutely farther up my phone than this. So I'm just going to drag this up ever so slightly so that it matches the phone. The actual phone in front of me a little bit more. Yeah, that looks insanely less terrible than it did 5 seconds ago. Alright, so... Shoot, I kind of want to keep modeling. That's irritating. Alright, I'm gonna just separate these guys again, because there's really no reason for them to be attached. Alright. Notice so those edge loops I added down here, like, screwed things up pretty bad. So I think what I'm... No, because that doesn't... I said I'd model the speaker holes in. Because I hate myself. Alright, yeah, screw it. I think I'm gonna do like 10 more minutes and see how many speaker holes I can get modeled in. This is gonna suck. It's gonna suck so badly. I've never cared enough to model speaker holes into the bottom of an iPhone before. Just ignore the fact the audio jack is on the wrong side of the phone. I could smooth it with 4, but I think my students from last quarter might kill me if I did that. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through and smooth some of my buttons. I don't want to deal with that right now. I just 100% don't care enough to smooth those buttons. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through and harden these like little buttons here. And because I set up the topology the way I did, it will be easier, not super easy, but easier to add, to like harden these. And then this is one of those weird instances where sometimes I will actually just come through with the multi-cut tool. I'm actually going to, oh, okay. Multi-cut. Whee. No, bad. Ah! Buttons. Literal buttons. I'm clicking buttons right now. Alright. Not X. Z. No. Y? Perhaps? Okay. Oh, I see. Dumb. I just center the pivot. That's why the symmetry is not working. I think it's... Z symmetry is what I want. Alright, so I'm going to just multi-cut down and use that. Shoot. What? It's still not symmetrical. That's very... Ooh. That's real gross. Yeah, this is... Remember the bit when I was like, yeah, tries really don't smooth well. I didn't plan this terribly well. Yeah, this is awful. Practice on the minus button. That one will be simpler. I think I'm just going to need to go in and like redraw extra lines. Yeah. Gross. Alright, yeah, so I just have to draw that in, and then I need another one in here. What happens? I'm not gonna lie, I do go out of my way to avoid models where I have to smooth this kind of stuff. I'll fix that back piece later. So what happens if I just extrude this entire thing? I just take this and extrude it in ever so slightly, and I will scale, control scale along the red. Hey, I have a smoothed button. Hell yes. Bad planning aside. The downside is that this is now not smooth, which means I need to go in and grab all of these faces. Oh, God. Ugh. Winging it. Super hard. Alright. Oh, shit. I don't want this, actually. I'll grab this later. Alright, I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna scale this down ever so slightly. And that fixed the hardness issue there. It also jacked up the outside of my button, but... Cool, so I'm actually going to delete this. Delete these weird faces that are extra from the stupid extrude tool. Yay. Just get rid of that as well. And then I will grab this outside, circularize the crap out of it. Ooh, fantastic. I love that stretching there. You know I love that. That's just what I wanted to see. Cool. If I do that, it's a little less anger. Alright, anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna just push this back. Do another extrude just to harden that. Scale. I'm just adding, like I said, just adding edge loops as I go, and then I'll polish off the back. And then I will, I think actually I might move this loop and this loop back. I would like that bevel, I think, to be a little bit more prominent. And then I'm just gonna go through and add some more edge loops. Because if I smooth this, I want it hardened. So I'm gonna do that. Cool. Here is a button. It's irritating how much work something like this takes. Anyway. Cool. So I'm actually just going to, since I deleted that on my last one, I'm just going to get rid of it on this as well for now. Alright, so I need loops here, for one. I need one on the inside, so I need to grab all of these, extrude, scale, control on the Y, and then that still looks like crap. So I need to come back in and grab all of these. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm trying to narrate right now. What is this? This is... Alright. I think I'm going to delete these faces for like a 7th time. Just do a test on a corner. My theory... Ooh. Oh. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay, cool. My theory being that if I extrude these faces, scale them in, merge them to center, I would... Wait. Yes, maybe. Okay, wait. In that case, I need to do this chunk as well. I have a plan. I make no promise. I'm just gonna do it all at once. Where's the fun without a little risk? Ha 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 ha. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. I'm just gonna throw a loop in here and here and here, and these should harden out the edges. So now I have like a nice hardened model there. So what I'm going to do, and after I'm done having indecision, which maybe never, who knows. Alright, I'm going to start by just append. Sure, I'll append like that. That's not what I wanted, but that's fine. And then it's actually probably fine. I would be surprised if this didn't work at this point. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is just grab these verts in here, and I'm just going to do a mesh, edit mesh, average verts. It's a little excessive, whatever. I just want these to be kind of square-ish. And then I'll do another append and fill in these holes. Hopefully, I will now have, if I smooth this, yes, look at those nice hard corners! Alright, indecision, extreme indecision on that one. Anyway, so I think I'm also going to maybe, I might scale these dudes in just for kicks. And for like the 4th time since I started this, I am going to extrude these, merge them to center, and then holy crap. And snap that to that, merge to center again, and just keep going around and doing that. Look at this ridiculous, like, starry geometry of terror. It's so good. Oh, Lord, what have I done? Oh, heyo. Easier solution, which I feel compelled to, like, redo everything for. So I'm just going to grab this, extrude it, and then just do that. And then just do that. And just keep extruding and merging to center, and then if I really want to, and I think I do because I'm a spaz, I can go back and get rid of that edge later. And again, I think I do want to because I'm a little bit of a spaz. So I'm just going to control delete this. And now I have a screw. Oh no, it doesn't smooth well. Kill me now. Oh my god, why? Answer, because I wasn't planning when I was doing this. All the salt. That's okay, I can fix that. I'm gonna be salty about it for a long, long time, but I can fix that. I feel like, what's his name from Holes? The guy Dule Hill played. Counting down the night. Alright, multi-cut tool for the win. I just need to go back and clean up the stuff in there, but I'm okay with that. Day came, going to Dublin town. Made it seem like a fair carving, and I imagine counting down. This is not super clean geometry. It's not even anymore at all, but made of scene like a fair carving, and I imagine the counting down. And I can do this more efficiently. Hello, I'm gonna save because I haven't in a while. Made of scene like a fair carving, and I imagine the counting down. Yes, I'm quick. Alright, cool. That's just a weird thing where I select is doing something weird. Yay! Smoothed button! Holy crap, that was way too much effort. Like, actually. Anyway. Surely there is a close. Alright, so I'm just gonna go through. I'm just gonna go through and merge these to center because I don't want any tries in here. I don't like tries. Well, I mean, this whole area is tries, but I don't need more if I can avoid it. Alright, so I think that's my smooth button. I think at this point all I haven't done is circularize the ever-living crap out of the outside of this. Ooh, wow, that twisted a lot. What the actual heck? Why? Alright, I'm just gonna circularize that. Ooh. Oh no. I can't have a random try on the outside. Also that's gonna break my my insert edge loop that I come back and do later. Such a good song. So catchy. God, tries everywhere. Unacceptable. The buttons are always the worst, guys. It's always the buttons. Alright. Yeah. Looks kind of gross. What the? Interesting. Alright, that's kind of not terrible. But, look, if I smooth it, it's like an actual button, and there's pulling. Oh god, there's pulling. What's that even from? It's the same... There shouldn't be any pulling on this. Is it somehow not? What the hell? Why? Yo, I need to change my clip plane. Give me 4 seconds. Near clip plane, 0.01. Why would you be set to 0.1? That's my least favorite setting for you. Oh, duh, maybe. I think I'm actually fine. I think I just need to add the rest of the stupid loops in. Let me try that. Yay, adding edge loops as you go. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool. It's still all quads, guys. I am proud of that. I mean, except for these tries in here, but I wasn't really looking at those. Alright. Why? What is this pulling from? It's like line right here. Why? Strictly speaking, I probably could do a thing, which I might actually do, where I just go in and terminate some of these edge loops. There's also, it occurs to me, no practical reason these need to be so close to the edge. What if I just do a... Whee! It's kind of weird. Even that doesn't fix pulling. Oh, I haven't smoothed it. Yeah, I mean, that fixes the pulling. I don't love it, but I do like that it's not pulling. Bloody good enough. Yo, those buttons suck. Holy crap. Okay, well apparently it took me half an hour to smooth this button, so I'm gonna go wander out. I have things to clean and coral frags to pick up because my crabs throw them everywhere. See you guys.